camo jerseys to the Wilmington Police Department and Veterans Affairs Office. Accepting on behalf of the Wilmington
Hello,
Police
everybody.
Office,
Thank you
accepting
so
Chief
much
Brown
for
Hoover,
tuning in today.
Brown
My name is Jesse
Bellier,
Mayfield-Sheehan. I'm
Ms.
coming
Maddie
to you
Meehan.
live from Wilmington High School in Wilmington, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys lacrosse contest between the hosting Wildcats of Wilmington High School and the visiting Brookline High Warriors. Thank you all for joining me and tuning in today. Especially thank you to anyone hopping over from our coverage of the JV game.
At this time, we would like to acknowledge players who have family members we will be honoring today. Telemarina's grandfather, Brian Meehan, Vietnam War veteran Army.
Wilmington's just doing some pregame ceremonies here, so I'm just letting them go.
Tiago Gomez, Dad, Alex Gomez, Army vet, Police Malden. Brady Cabral's dad, Jerry Cabral, Cambridge Police Lieutenant. Adam Ebert, grandfather, George Ebert, Navy veteran. And Bobby Sears' granddad, John Fortino, Navy. Once again, thank you to all who have served our country. And now if you could please stand, remove your hats, face the flag for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, after a wonderful rendition of our national anthem, we will soon be getting this game underway. Brookline coming into this contest with a record of 3-12. Been on a bit of a losing streak as of late, but they still find themselves in the playoff picture, ranked 30th in the MIAA Division I power rankings, facing a Division III opponent in Wilmington. Wilmington ranked 26th in the most recent Division III power rankings with a record of 5-9. Now, unfortunately, due to the hasty nature of these games, we had a massive bus delay that set back the start time of the JV game, and so we've just been quickly moving from one game to the next. There wasn't really time for me to go out and get Wilmington's roster, so unfortunately I'm just going to have to narrate Wilmington's players by jersey number unless there happen to be any Wilmington fans who happen to catch this live stream and want to help fill in some of the blanks for me. But other than that, we're just going to get this one going. But as always, I do encourage audience participation in the live chat or via email if there's anything you'd like to say. And as a perfect example of how helpful audience participation can be, a fan lets me know that a slight jersey change from the norm. Brookline senior captain Jack Henry, who usually wears number 13, he's wearing number 2 today. As we now get ready for the opening face-off, Brookline hoping to snap a 6-game losing streak here against their Division III opponent. And off the face-off, it is chased down by the Wildcats. They get the first possession. Quick pass goes up to, I believe, number 7. Runs it into the attack area. Throws it forward to number 23. Wilmington displaying some special Stars and Stripes themed jerseys in honor of the upcoming Memorial Day. Number 7 trying to fight through the defense. Gets right to point-blank range. That ball bounced under the shirt of Brookline goalie Dylan Katz. You never know what you're going to get when you come out to cover a game. So the Brookline defense makes the stop to start as Katz floats a pass up, finds his target, number 15, James Carr. Ball knocked away from Carr and taken back by the Wildcats. Number 8, quick pass up, point blank, kick, save by Katz. How did he stop that one? Another shot, this one is in. Wilmington first on the board on the putback score by, I think, number 13. And so it'll be a 1-0 lead for the home team. Early score here in just a minute and 14 seconds. Face off. Being scrummed for and ultimately knocked into the area of Brookline's number 10, who I think is Sammy Treisman. Pass up, finds Ryan Wilson. Shot at point-blank range was blocked as Wilson was feeling the heat from the defense, trying to force that shot through. Now Wilmington running with it. Pass up is completed. Number 23 approaching, being defended by number 22, Travis Applebaum. Pass out to 7. 7 bounce pass is collected by, I think, number 14. Passes to the back, gets away from his target, and it bounces out of bounds, and it will now be Brookline ball. Katz running up with it, floats a pass out to wearing number 28 today is Shabar Peterson-Davis. A couple of alternate jersey numbers for Brookline, as again, things have just been so disorganized for Brookline today. But Shabar Peterson-Davis, who usually wears 46, he's wearing 28. Outlet pass from the goalie. Gets to, I believe, number 8. Now another pass up. Running with it, I think it's 42. Passes over to 23. Tries to spin, almost lost his balance, throws up top to 7, now across 13, throws to the back. Coming out of the back, pass couldn't get through to 13. Bounces into the open field. Picked up by 7. 7 coming around, shot was blocked by the body of Shabar Peterson-Davis. He is down slow to get up. He does get back up, and he's playing on. But now he got a whistle stopping play as the officials might be checking on Shabar Peterson-Davis. Just making sure he's okay. Peterson-Davis has been such an integral part of the Brookline lacrosse team. And it looks like he's going to be okay. So just double checking as a precaution. Number 7 off a screen. Now matched up with number 18, Thomas O'Brien. Gets around O'Brien, charges in, shot wide. Trying to set up the attack, number 7. Eight minutes left here in the first. 7's pass juggled but collected. Thrown across 23. Throws behind the net to 13. Pass out blocked. Stolen away by number 8, Max Delaney. Pass goes over to Peterson-Davis. Peterson-Davis off and running with it. Now passes it up to number 45, Pete Blackburn, back in for the Warriors. Floats pass up to number 24, Seth Walpowitz behind the net. Number 19, Ryan Wilson. Out to number 11, Manny Tolkoff. Now out to number 10, who I assume is Sammy Treisman, but might be another player wearing a different jersey number today, because there's been a couple of them. Tolkoff off a screen. Throws up top to Walpowitz. Now over to Blackburn. Now all the way back to Wilson. Wilson spins. Well defended. Ball's knocked loose. Loose ball picked up by 42. Got a quick pass out, but it was juggled and dropped. Is recovered hard. Head-on collision. Flag is thrown. And it's going to be a delayed penalty against Brookline. And as soon as Brookline touches the ball, that will give Wilmington the one-up advantage there. That'll be a 1-minute penalty against Wilson for unnecessary roughness. Pass up to 23 and behind the net. Pass out. Shot is in. 2-0 the lead now for Wilmington off that long shot from, I think, number 29. Off the face-off. Loose ball picked up by Thomas O'Brien. O'Brien throws up, misses Wilson. Boy, that's tough. Right after winning the face-off, committing the turnover there. around. They move it across midfield. Wildcats on the attack now. Extra pass right in front of the net. Shot bounces in. Number 29 again. Excellent ball movement by Wilmington as they take the 3-0 lead with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Boy, I don't know how long we just disconnected for, but I hope it wasn't that long. Doesn't look like it was that long. That was strange. Pass goes up to 23 as there was a violation on Brookline on the face-off. Just gave the ball to Wilmington. That pass over the head of 13 and out of bounds. Brookline moving with it. Number 10 running up with it. Pass it back to Wilson. Wilson out to Blackburn. Now over to Carr. Carr looking around. Pass to 10. 10 inside. Tolkoff shot saved at point-blank range. Well, not quite at point-blank range, but still an open look for Tolkoff and a nice save by the Wilmington netminder. 2 spins from 12 as he breaks free, tries a pass. Knocked loose from behind by Pete Blackburn. Loose ball recovered by 7 now. Seven passes over to 20. 20. Cutting around the defender, but the shot disrupted by Applebaum, and he recovers the loose ball. Applebaum passing up the line, misses. Tolkoff out of bounds. So that's a couple of issues that Brookline has had in the transition game. Seven walking up with it. Off a screen. Pass over to 20 to 23. Now out to 7. Now over to 29. Behind the net, 13. Tried to pass through traffic to 4, instead picked up 29. Another extra pass missed. Henry tried to knock it out. Instead, it goes right to 7. 7 spins. Ball's knocked loose again by Henry. Picked up 29. 29 missed the shot wide. Rebound recovered by 13. Fakes the pass. Now pass. 4 knocks it in. It ricochets in. As number 4 will be credited with that one. And just like that, Wilmington is up 4-0 with 3 minutes left here in the first. Off the face-off, ball's loose. Still loose. And finally picked up by the Wildcats. Quickly knocked loose again. Stolen by Peterson Davis. Peterson Davis off and running with it in transition. Pass misses Tolkoff. And Brookline turns it over again on a missed pass. Brookline's had a number of offensive chances blown just off of some bad passes, and this is a bad pass by Wilmington. but not quite recovered. Ball still bouncing around, finally taken by O'Brien. O'Brien runs it into the attack area, runs it into touch, and passes it back to Blackburn. Blackburn pass dropped by Walpowitz, and now a timeout is called by Brookline. A 4-0 lead for the Wildcats. 2 goals from number 29, 1 each from number 4 and number 13. And for Brookline, they've just been looking kind of sloppy in their transition game. You know, and part of that is a credit to the Wilmington defense, you know, forcing them to kind of rush some of their passes. But some of it's just been some bad misses. And Brookline has got to be able to take advantage of the transition game when their defense makes plays so they can get a proper chance at scoring. Out of the timeout, Carr with the ball, passes up to Walpowitz. Walpowitz flows a pass over to 10, behind the net to Wilson. Wilson starts to approach from behind. Ball was knocked loose from behind by the defender, number 42. And it's taken away by Wilmington. Long pass up. Now, a couple quick passes. Extra pass. One pass too many as number 23 has to retreat. Looking hobbled as he's kind of skipping, kind of hopping, but he's staying with it. Gives to 7, pass up 29. Back out to 7. 7, spins, shot, score. Number 7 adds to the scoring total for Wilmington as they now go up 5-0 over Brookline, with just under a minute left in the first. Face off, won by the Wildcats. Pass is dropped by 23, loose ball being fought for very close to the sideline, picked up by Jonathan Diaz but knocked loose and taken by number 7 for Wilmington. Now a pass to the middle to 20, extra pass misses. Would have had an open look in front of the net. I believe number 23 would have had that one. But instead, Wilmington misses the pass this time. Delaney walking it up. Now a couple passes, gets it up to Tolkoff. Tolkoff escapes one defender, tries to spin off another, but doesn't break free enough. Passes it out, and that ends the first quarter. Our score at the end of one, the Wilmington Wildcats 5, the Brookline Warriors 0. They got so many alternate jersey numbers going for him today. It's driving me nuts.
Decimated by injuries too.
Yeah, I know. All right. We get set now for the start of the second quarter. Brookline certainly hoping for a better performance here in the second as they give the offsides call to Brookline as they were trying to chase down that ball. Player came out of the defensive zone, crossed the line, and so that automatically gives the ball to Wilmington. Wilmington working it around the horn. 29 out to 20. Cross to 7, now down to 23, lost the ball. Applebaum trying to take it away, having trouble scooping it up. Number 7 trying to scoop it up. And finally, number 7 takes control of it. Pass up dropped again. Applebaum again trying to pick it up. This time he does. Long pass, misses Wilson, and it's taken away by 42. 42 running up with it. Manages to keep possession, give to 7. Cross now to 20, down to 29. Back out 20. Around they go again. 13 behind the net. Coming out of the back. Passes out to 29. They go back up top to 7. 7. Off the switch, defense couldn't maintain possession of the ball, and it's taken away by Applebaum. Applebaum throws it up complete to Tolkoff. Tolkoff throws it behind the net to Wilson. Wilson looking around, throws over to Wolpowitz, out to Blackburn. Now that shot, kick save. Oh my goodness. As the scoreboard clock has, scoreboard cam has stopped working. Couple quick passes, one pass too many, and a nice save made by Katz as the rebound scooped up by Delaney. Katz floats one up, misses, 10. Loose ball is picked up by 11 for Wilmington. 11. Gives over to 13. 13 long pass. Finds 29. Or is that 20? Yeah, 29 to 13. 13's pass blocked by Applebaum. 13 picks up the ball. Coming around behind the net. Starting to pick up speed. Trying to come around. Shot stopped by Katz. Oh my goodness. What? What? And we've lost connection to the Wi-Fi. There we go. Oh my goodness. It's getting to be that kind of day. As the stream cut out for seemingly no reason. And now it won't reconnect. Number 13's shot blocked by Peterson Davis. And the loose ball picked up by Katz. Katz floats pass out to O'Brien. O'Brien back to Katz. Katz running up with it. Long Hail Mary pass, going to miss, but taken off the bounce by Tolkov. And a whistle blown, as I think a timeout has been called. Okay, looks like we got our stream back on. My apologies about that. I don't know what happened there. Seems like the connection to my phone for the scoreboard cam temporarily went on the fritz. And that caused my connection to my Wi-Fi to go on the fritz. So my deepest apologies about that, but we've got things up and running again. And I've been recording this whole thing, so even though a chunk of time was probably lost on the live stream there, I have a fully recorded version I can upload later today. Tolkov passes out to 10, across to Blackburn, back to 10. Brookline trying to get something going on offense as 10 charges. Trying to come around, pass back to Walpowitz. Cross Wilson. Out to Tolkov. Over to Blackburn. Blackburn. Long pass floated in to Wilson. No openings though. Passes back out Blackburn. Inside Tolkov. A lot of traffic there, but does complete the pass. But Tolkov no options of somewhere to go. Does draw the delayed penalty, however, as he passes behind the net to Walpowitz. Walpowitz nowhere to go from behind the net. Keeps the ball for himself. Now floats pass up top to Blackburn. Blackburn, nowhere to go. Gives to 10. And I think 10 is Buzz Blackburn. He's wearing a different number today. As they pass it up to Wilson. Back out to Buzz Blackburn. Now over to Pete Blackburn. Blackburn tries a shot saved off the bounce, and that will trigger the delayed penalty. That's going to be a slash on number 19 of the Wilmington defense. Brookline going on the one-up advantage. They send it up top to Buzz Blackburn, who gives to Pete Blackburn. Now over to Walpowitz. Behind the net to Wilson. Round they go. Tolkoff gives back to Buzz. Over to Pete. Now over to Walpowitz. Back up top, Buzz Blackburn. Pass blocked. Loose ball kicked. All the way out of bounds. Brookline ball. Brookline bringing this one in from out of bounds. Buzz Blackburn with 5 minutes left in the second. Passes it up to Tolkoff. Tolkoff over to Buzz Blackburn. Now over to Pete. And over to Walpowitz. Back up top to Buzz Blackburn. Now over to Tolkoff. Back to Buzz. And over to Walpowitz. Quickly over to Pete Blackburn. Behind the net, Wilson. Wilson coming around the back. Try to pass into traffic. And we got some hard hits there, as I think they called that one against Wilmington. So Brookline will at least keep the ball. 4:39 on the clock for the second quarter. Tolkoff out to Buzz Blackburn. Now over to Pete Blackburn. Blackburn. Looking around. Spins around. Pass back up top. Buzz Blackburn. Throws behind to Ryan Wilson. Spins off his man. Coming across. Doesn't like his openings, though. And number 42 knocks the stick out of his hand. Loose ball being fought for. Still being fought for. Several players have gotten into the scrum for this one. As it's popped up in the air, couldn't be caught. Finally scooped up by Brookline by Carr. Given over to Pete Blackburn. Blackburn spins, long shot, saved. Rebound, almost caught by Wilson, but instead picked up by 42. And a timeout now called by Wilmington. Okay, seems like my using of my attempts to use my phone as a camera have kind of backfired on its ability to work as my primary source of Wi-Fi connectivity. So I'm not going to mess around with that anymore. We're just going to go with the little scoreboard graphic. Well, we did get a note, not in the live chat, but in email. Not a great game for Brookline, but Nana and Pop Wilson are enjoying the broadcast. Thanks, Jesse. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate the the kind words. I know it's been a rough game, as you said, and also a bit of a rough broadcast as well. As the Wi-Fi all of a sudden snuck in and caused some problems on us, but appreciate you guys braving the storm with me. Long pass up to 20 as Wilmington goes back on the attack out of the timeout. Quick passing, but disrupted at the last second by Travis Applebaum as he deflected almost a shot from 29, instead easily caught by Dylan Katz. Peterson Davis off and running with it. Peterson Davis spins off a man. Trying to spin off another. Almost, he was knocked off his feet, but got the pass away to Walpowitz. Walpowitz coming across, winds, fires, scores! Seth Walpowitz finally gets Brookline on the board here in the second quarter. All started with that falling down pass by Shabar Peterson Davis, and then Walpowitz coming across had enough of an opening to wind up and whip that lefty shot of his into the back of the net. 5-1 the score, 2:26 on the clock here in the second quarter. That pass disrupted from behind by Jack Henry, and that flies out of bounds, giving the ball back to Brookline. Delaney gives to Katz. Katz long pass for Buzz Blackburn was dropped. Picked back up by Peterson Davis. Peterson Davis off and running in transition again. Flips pass over to Tolkoff, but he lost it on the turf. And it's recovered by Peterson Davis. Long pass up to Wilson as a whistle is blown. A flag was thrown, as that one goes against Brookline. Or no, I think they waved off the flag, but Wilmington does get the ball, so there was some kind of violation on Brookline. Long shot saved by Katz as it bounces out of bounds. Pass over to 20. Now back and forth and up top to 4. Over to 23. Pass through to 29. 29 steps back, floats one behind the net to 13. Cross to 23. 23. From the back, lost the ball, knocked loose by O'Brien, and he scoops it up. 30 seconds left before halftime. O'Brien draws a flag as he takes off running with it, passes over to Tolkoff. Tolkoff rushing up with it, lost the ball. Scooped up by Wilmington. That will trigger the delayed penalty against the Wildcats, as they call the slash on number 23. So Brookline will have the one-up advantage for the last 15 seconds of the half, plus another 45 seconds to start the third quarter, as I believe that will automatically give Brookline the ball to start the second half, unless they score or turn it over here. So they might just hold it That's what it looks like they're planning to do as Buzz Blackburn gives it over to Carr. And Brookline is indeed just going to hold it. That is halftime. Our score at the half, the Wilmington Wildcats 5, the Brookline Warriors 1. During this halftime break, I'd like to take a moment for directing your attention to some helpful links in the description section.
If you could come down and support the Wilmington Boosters, they have a nice raffle with lots of nice prizes.
Sorry, the
And we
PA
also
announcer's
at this
going,
time like to welcome
and the speakers are right above my head.
Youth Lacrosse team out to midfield to be recognized.
Just going to take a couple steps back. So first, in the description section at the top, you can find a link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of Brookline Lacrosse Booster Club. You can send money to them if you would like to support Brookline High Boys Lacrosse financially. And then below that, you'll find a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. The Brookline Food Pantry provides groceries to Brookline residents in need of food assistance. The pantry saw a huge increase in demand for food assistance all the way back at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and that number has remained steadily high ever since. The food pantry has been serving an average of 650 households each week, and they are always looking for more people willing to lend a hand, whether through monetary donations, direct food donations, or volunteers in the pantry. Food donations can be made at United Parish at 210 Harvard Street in Brookline on Wednesdays and Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Monetary donations can be made online at the food pantry's website, brooklinefoodpantry.org. Go online or call 617-800-5339 for more information about how you can help feed your community. Once again, brooklinefoodpantry.org or call 617-800-5339. And all that information, once again, is down in the description section down below. All right, well, it is halftime. Wilmington 5, Brookline 1. I'm going to take a quick break and mute the mic, but I'll be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan back on the mic out here at Wilmington High School in Wilmington, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of today's high school varsity boys lacrosse contest between the visiting Brookline High Warriors and the hosting Wilmington High Wildcats. Getting the action started right away here in the third. Brookline on the one-up advantage off a penalty called late in the second quarter. So they get the ball automatically to start as they wait for the penalty time does wind down, but Brookline is on the advantage trying to create something. Ryan Wilson coming out the back, and he scores! Ryan Wilson gets the scoring started for Brookline right away here in the third quarter. Working his magic from around behind the net. Caught his defender needing to not being able to follow him around the bit of a tight spot around the post, and the help did not come fast enough, and Wilson able to put that one in the back of the net. So now a 5-2 score in favor of Wilmington. Brookline has scored 2 unanswered goals, but they still trail by 3 as the Wildcats go on offense. Number 7, off and running, trying to break through the defense, but has to pull back, tries a pass slightly disrupted, and couldn't be picked up off the ground. And it's taken instead by number 10, Buzzy Blackburn. Blackburn runs it into the attack area for Brookline. A goal here could be huge. Blackburn charges in, passes back to Wilson. Wilson thought about it, but decided not to come out from behind the net. Wilson looking. Throws up top to Buzz Blackburn. Blackburn approaches, but not there. Passes up top to Pete Blackburn. Now over to James Carr. Carr coming around. Pass to the back to Wilson. Wilson. Defended by number 42. Not able to break free, and pass misses. Intended for Wolpowitz, and that's going to fly out of bounds. So Wilmington now with the ball. Long pass is completed to number 13. Pass goes back to, I think, number 20. Number 20. Looking around from the top. Spins. Gets around a defender, charging in, shot is in. So Wilmington answers right back with a goal of their own from number 20, his first of the day. The 5th different goal scorer for the Wildcats is number 29, the only one with multiple goals scored so far. And Wilmington goes ahead 6-2. Back into the face-off circle we go. Physical scrum for the ball, picked up by the Wildcats. The pass initially misses, but it's taken off the bounce and brought into touch. Number 6 floats it out to 20 and ahead to, I think, 13. 13 knocked loose, stolen again. It's Shabar, Peterson, Davis off and running in transition. Brookline's got the numbers. Long shot, sails it high. And Manny Tolkoff just barely back there to cover it. I'm surprised they didn't go for more passing there where they had the numbers advantage 4-on-3. Tolkoff coming around the back. Ball's knocked free. And it goes out of bounds, and it will stay Brookline ball. Tolkoff defended tightly. Now resets at the top with Buzz Blackburn, given over to Carr. Carr throws to the back to Wilson. Wilson picking up speed and throws it out to Tolkoff. Winds, fires, misses high. Walpowitz back there to keep it in Brookline's possession. Now Walpowitz picking up speed from around the back, but nowhere to go. Cuts back and now simply resets. Passes out to Buzz Blackburn. Over to Carr. Carr approaching. Passes back to Buzz Blackburn. Blackburn trots around the back. Coming out the back. Pass finds Wilson for the score. Beautiful pass through traffic from Buzzy Blackburn. And Ryan Wilson scores his second goal of the day. Man, that looked for sure like it was going to be blocked either by the defender or by the goalie, but neither happens. And so Brookline cuts the deficit back down to 3. But their offense has got to find some more rhythm if they are going to put pressure on the Wildcats. Wildcats win the face-off. Long pass up, and a shot bounces over the net and out of bounds. Wilmington maintains possession. Number 29 coming out of the back. Pass, complete to 13. Shot missed wide, and nobody's back there to cover. And so Brookline will take the ball back. A big defensive stand for the Warriors to keep the score at 6-3. But they have got to find some offense now to keep applying pressure. Long, dangerous pass misses. Carr bouncing out of bounds. The transition game has been really rough for Brookline when they haven't had one of those instances where Shabar Peterson Davis gets the ball and just goes coast to coast with it. They've really struggled, and now Wilmington kind of messes up on a pass there. Ball is still loose. Still loose, and it's picked up by Ryan Wilson after Seth Walpowitz put the pressure. Wilson charging in, coming around the back, lost his stick, knocked away by number 6. And a whistle is blown for what appears to be an infraction against the Wildcats. So that's a big break for Brookline. They don't get the prime scoring chance they might have had if Wilson was able to come around the back of the net unimpeded. But they do get to maintain possession. They have a chance to cut this lead down to 2. That pass slightly blocked. Now it's bouncing up in the air. Who did it bounce off last? They say last touched by Wilmington. Brookline keeps it. Wilson off and running, escapes his defender, low shot is saved. Yellow flag comes out, delayed penalty. Wilson coming around again, shot is in. Ryan Wilson with his 3rd goal of the day. Cuts the deficit down to 2. He had the delayed penalty to work with, and he just opted to do things for himself. Initial shot blocked by the crowd, but he chased it down, and the chase for the loose ball off the initial blocked shot created just enough chaos to give Wilson an opening to come around for that second chance opportunity. So we have, in fact, got ourselves a ball game here, folks. 6-4 is now the Wilmington lead. as a timeout is called. .5:57 on the clock here in the third quarter. 6-4 Wilmington leads.
If I could have your attention, we'd like to announce the 2 raffle winners for the jerseys. So if you can pull out your tickets, the first number is 013-292-6. Once again, the raffle ticket 0132926 for the jersey. And the second winning raffle ticket is 0132948. Repeat, 0132948. Thank you for supporting the Wilmington Boosters.
So Brookline really fighting back in this one since falling behind 5-0 back in the first quarter. Brookline has since outscored Wilmington 4-1, led by 3 goals from Ryan Wilson. And they've made this a potential, you know, that like a comeback doesn't seem outside the realm of possibility anymore. And Brookline, after winning the faceoff and calling timeout, they have a chance to cut this deficit down to 1. Carr gives it over to Tolkoff. Tolkoff throws it down to Wilson. Now up top, Buzz Blackburn over to Pete Blackburn. To Walpowitz. Walpowitz pass along the back to Wilson. Both posts covered, and he passes out to Tolkoff. Tolkoff sends it up top to Carr. Now over to Buzz Blackburn. Over to Pete Blackburn. Up top, Buzz Blackburn. Back to Carr. To Tolkoff. Back to Wilson. Wilson coming around the back. Score! Ryan Wilson looking unstoppable here in the second half. His 4th goal of the game, and it's a 1-goal game now. Ryan Wilson assisted by Manny Tolkoff that time. And just like that, it is a 1-goal game now as we go back to the face-off. Out of the scrum, it is picked up by Wilmington. Around the back, number 29 with the ball. Pass misses. Chased down by 7. Just over 5 minutes. Clock. Just over 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Number 7 throws a pass up. That pass misses. Clock's not running. Now a pass. Shot saved by Katz. Huge save at close range by Dylan Katz. He almost looked like an ice hockey goalie dropping down in a butterfly stance to stop that one. That one knocked loose but recovered by Peterson Davis. Passes it back to Buzz Blackburn. Needs to bring it into touch. And he almost did, but the ball was knocked loose. Loose ball was picked up for a second by Wilmington, now picked up and now dropped again and now recovered again as number 12 has had to pick it up a couple times. Now gets a pass out to 7 and now a pass up to 23. 23 on the rush. Has the numbers, pass across, shot is in. Number 13 with the answer as Wilmington breaks the streak of 4 unanswered goals by the Warriors. Number 13, his 2nd goal of the day. Wilmington now leads Brookline 7-5. Out of the face-off, it's picked up quickly by Wilmington. Pass does find its target. Another pass up to 7, quick passing, 13, right up there, and a score from 29. Third goal of the day for number 29 as Wilmington answers back with a vengeance. 2 quick goals, and after all that work by Brookline to get it down to a 1-goal deficit, with a snap of the fingers, it's back to a 3-goal deficit with just under 4 minutes left to play here in the third. Out of the face-off, ball's knocked loose. And they say that the Wilmington player was allowed to come out of the attack area there because saying that Wilmington had already had possession. Ball was knocked loose. O'Brien thought he had it, but he did not, as number 20 recovers it. Long pass up, and now it goes back to 13. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third. Wilmington leads by 3. 13. Spins, pass out to an open 23, goes for the extra pass and misses. Loose ball is picked up by Delaney. Delaney couldn't maintain control of it. And it's taken back by the Wildcats. Number 7, just holding it. Now floats pass over to 8, down to 20 and back to 8. Back to 20. Around the horn they work it. Behind the net, 13. Pass misses. A target would have had it right in front of the net. 7 picks it up, but was too hard on the hit against O'Brien. Brookline will get the ball with 2:11 on the clock here in the third. Peterson Davis with the ball. He takes off running. And an offside's called on Brookline as they didn't have a player retreat back behind midfield before Peterson Davis crossed. And now a flag thrown against Brookline, but it's picked up by Aiden. He streaks through and scores. Nine to 5, and Manny Tolkoff will serve the 1-minute penalty. Three unanswered goals by the Wildcats since Brookline cut the lead down to 1. And now off the face-off, easily won by Wilmington as Brookline goes back on defense, with Wilmington having the one-up advantage on the penalty. Fake shot pass, shot saved by Cats. Cats running out with it. Still running with it. Floats a long pass up to Wilson, complete. Wilson, shot, score! Ryan Wilson is not done yet. And off the assist from his goalkeeper, he ends the streak of 3 unanswered goals and collects his 5th goal of the day. Brookline's been struggling to connect on those long, risky passes, but there they get the job done. 9-6 now the score. Minute 18 on the clock. here in the third. Wilmington leads by 3. Number 7 passes out, long shot off the post. Off a long shot from number 8. That flies out of bounds, and Wilmington just barely able to cover it and keep possession. Pass gets to 13. 13. Pass to the back to 7. 7 cuts around, looking for the shot. Too much traffic, and he misses wide. Bounces out of bounds, and Katz was able to race to the back line to cover, and Brookline will take it back. Katz running out with it again. Floats it up, finds Buzz Blackburn. Brookline's got 20 seconds to try and make something happen here at the end of the third. As Blackburn trots around to the back of the net, tries to spin, covered tight. Less than 10 seconds left, gives to Wilson. Wilson, pass out missed, Tolkoff. And that will end the third quarter. Brookline misses on that last pass opportunity to end the third quarter at the end of 3. The score, Wilmington 9, Brookline 6. This game definitely feeling a lot closer than it did at the end of the first. Brookline fighting back, led by some big offensive efforts from Ryan Wilson, who has now scored 5 goals, more than any other player on either team. At one point, Brookline was within 1 goal of Wilmington, but then 3 unanswered goals from numbers 13, 29, and 8 put Wilmington back ahead. And while Brookline did get the last goal of the third, they still trail by 3. So a big fourth quarter coming up here in Wilmington. 12 minutes to decide. Can Brookline continue to ride the momentum to a potential comeback? Can Wilmington hold on and perhaps even extend their lead? Here we go, fourth quarter. Face-off is collected by Thomas O'Brien for Brookline. Throws a long pass up to Ryan Wilson. Floats it along the back to Seth Walpowitz. Walpowitz picking up speed, coming across. Thought about the jump shot, decides gets it. Now goes and shoots and scores! Seth Walpowitz, his second goal of the game, gets Brookline back within 2. As you can see, he started to pick up speed initially and looked like he was going to go for one of his typical jump shots, but he was still well covered. But he stays with his movement and keeps running just enough to get that little bit of space he needed, not for a jump shot, but for, one of his regular whip shots as he gets his second goal, and Brookline is now within 2. 9-7 the score. And a quick goal there, big momentum shifter for Brookline. Pete Blackburn cutting across. Long shot, score! Pete Blackburn with his first of the day, and Brookline is within 1. Boy, that didn't look like an opening for a shot, but Blackburn clearly saw something that I didn't there, and hard to argue with the results. 9-8 the score. Off the face-off, it is won by Wilmington, but knocked loose by Jack Henry. The loose ball being fought for appears to have been collected by number 7 for Wilmington. Knocked loose again, but recovered by number 8 as he takes off running with it. Long pass up, and now Wilmington sets up on offense. Number 20 across the top, long shot missed wide. Number 29 back behind the net. Covering for it, quick pass, shot, score. Yes, bit of a delayed call, but it was a goal for number 20. That's his second. There was a little bit of confusion there. I think they were trying to figure out whether it was inside or outside the post. But it was in, and Wilmington again answers when Brookline cuts it to 1. They bring it back up to 2. 10-8 the score, 10:40 on the clock. As Jonathan Diaz wins that faceoff, gets the pass up to Wilson. Faceoff wins have been so huge in this game, especially in these later stages, as these teams both need every offensive opportunity they can get. Wilson floats the pass out to Buzz Blackburn. Blackburn charging in. Shot saved. Blackburn there to cover his own shot, and Brookline will keep the ball. Buzz Blackburn coming along behind the net now. Double team arrives. Blackburn keeps the ball and passes it out to Carr. Back to Blackburn. To the back, Wilson. He's got 5 already. Coming out of the back. Shot. Skips wide of the net. And Buzz Blackburn able to cover again and keep the ball with Brookline. Tight defensive coverage by the Wildcats here in the 4th. Blackburn from the back. Trying to juke against his man, spins, but it's just not there, and he passes it out to Manny Tolkoff. Now gives back to Buzz Blackburn. Now floats it over, dropped by Walpowitz. Walpowitz shuffling the ball along, and it goes over midfield and is given back to Wilmington. Wilmington wasting no time going on the attack. Quick pass, 20, shot saved by Katz. Rebound picked up by 20, passes to an open man. Can't get the shot off before Applebaum arrives on defense, throws it up top to 13. And now back out to 7. 7. Nowhere to go, pass inside, 13 scores. Number 13 with his 3rd goal of the day, and Wilmington back up by 3. A costly turnover by the Brookline offense, and Wilmington takes advantage. 8:27 on the clock here in the 4th and final quarter. Face off. Ultimately taken out of the air by Thomas O'Brien. O'Brien, ball was knocked loose. Picked up by 7, passed up to 8. 8 runs it into the attack pass. Shot was saved by Katz, and he dives on it to keep it from going across the line. Katz, long pass up over the head of Walpowitz. And that one might not have been the best look there. They were trying to catch the Wilmington defense sleeping, but it just did not happen. 42 gives it to the goalie now. Outlet pass finds 13. Brings it into the attack area. Coming across the back. Help arrives. Swings pass across. Shot saved by Katz. Just over 7 minutes left. Brookline needs to find some offensive momentum once again as they trail again by 3. Katz takes off running with it. Katz runs across midfield. Where's he going? Katz into the attack area. Floats a pass over to Blackburn, and Pete Blackburn misses Wolpowitz. And another costly turnover on a pass for the Warriors. (13) throws it ahead, finds his man. 23 brings it into touch. Passes back out to 13. 13 tried to go around the screen, but well covered by Applebaum, so he gives it over to 20. 20 just walking across the top. 6 minutes to go. Wilmington up by 3. Pass back to 7. Seven starts to approach. Long pass finds a wide open 29 for another goal. Boy, he pulled back, slowly started to approach, and saw 29 creep up behind the Brookline defense as 29 registers his 4th goal of the day. Wilmington now up by 4. Face-off is won by 10. And a timeout quickly called by Wilmington. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this game. And for the second straight time today, after Brookline cuts the lead down to 1, Wilmington answers with 3 unanswered goals, as Brookline just has not been able to complete the comeback. (12-8) the score. Wilmington led by 4 goals. The Wilmington offense has been led by number 29 with 4 goals. Number 13 has 3 goals. Number 20 has 2 goals. And numbers 4, 7, and 8 each have 1 goal. For Brookline, an astounding offensive effort from Ryan Wilson, 5 goals so far today. 2 goals from Seth Wolpowitz. 1 goal from Pete Blackburn, and 1 assist each from Manny Tolkoff, Buzz Blackburn, and Dylan Katz. Out of the timeout, Wilmington has possession. Number 7 off and running with it. Charging in, shot, missed. Appeared to bounce high and wide of the net. 13 was there to cover it, passes back to 20. 20 around the screen, coming across, long shot saved by Katz. Katz floats one out to Pete Blackburn. Blackburn looking around, floats one across to Jack Henry. Henry sends it up to the offensive end to Manny Tolkoff. Pass behind the net, Wilson. Ryan Wilson looking around. Pass goes out to Tolkoff. Tolkoff turns back around, pass back, Pete Blackburn. Blackburn cutting across, long shot, bounces way high, bounces past Wilson out of bounds. Wilson and Walpowitz were both back there to cover since it was a shot, and so it stays with Brookline. Wilson out from the back, passes to Tolkoff. Now up top to Buzz Blackburn. 4 minutes left as Blackburn approaches. Well defended, but spins off the helper. Pass inside James Carr's shot was blocked. Flag is thrown against Wilmington. So a delayed penalty as Brookline stays on the attack. Buzz Blackburn with the ball. Pass up to Pete Blackburn. Approaching, cutting across, pass, James Carr double covered. Ball's knocked loose. And now that will trigger the delayed penalty against the Wildcats with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Is that penalty called against number 11? So Brookline will get the one-up advantage, but they are running out of time. I mean, they've had a couple of near comebacks, and they've always taken so much time to accumulate those scores. Quick pass behind the net, Wilson. Wilson, both posts covered, looking for somewhere to go. Passes out Tolkoff. Tolkoff gives to Carr. And to Buzz Blackburn, over to Pete Blackburn. Fakes. Shot's not there. Goes across to Carr. Now to Tolkoff. Tolkoff jump shot. Missed. Bounces out of bounds. Wilson back there to cover. 3:05 left to go. Quick pass to Walpowitz. Missed. Recovered by Pete Blackburn as the advantage ends. Now Buzz Blackburn gives to Tolkoff. Tolkoff cutting around. It's not there. Now pass back to Walpowitz. Walpowitz approaching. Shot sails high. Wilson to cover. It will stay with Brookline. Just 2:32 left to play. Wilson pass out to Buzz Blackburn, up top to Tolkoff. Just 2.5 minutes to go, and Brookline trails by 4 scores. They got to find something if they want a chance. Tolkoff to Pete Blackburn. Pete Blackburn. Pass out back. Tolkoff whiffs on the shot. It's picked up by Buzz Blackburn. Back to Tolkoff. Tolkoff tries to spin. Comes around. Stripped from behind. And it's taken away by 42. Less than 2 minutes left, and Wilmington has all but sealed it with that takeaway as they lead by 4. Pass gets up to 13, and Wilmington just able to kill clock now. 13 still just holding on to it, despite physical defense from Jack Henry. just fending off the defenders and holding on to the ball with just over a minute left in the fourth quarter. Pass up 23, shot saved at point blank by Katz. Not keen on letting them get one more score. They do call a penalty, or at least a minor infraction on Brookline there. 52 seconds left on the clock, number 7. Running around with it. Escapes the defense, and his shot is in. One last goal for the Wildcats. Makes it a 5-goal game at 13-8. As number 7 becomes the 4th different player to have multiple goals for the Wildcats today. With 36 seconds left to play, we are back in the face-off circle. And it's picked up by the Wildcats. Pass goes up to 13. 13. Just holding it as the last 10 seconds tick off the clock. He just leaves the ball down there as the last seconds tick away, and that is your ball game. The final score, the Wilmington High Wildcats 13, the Brookline High Warriors 8. Wilmington improves their record to 6-9 on the year, while Brookline falls to 3-13. Brookline gave Wilmington a fight, but came out flat to start as Wilmington jumped on them with a 5-0 lead, and those initial 5 unanswered goals proved to be the difference. Brookline came back twice to cut the deficit down to just 1 goal. But each time they did, Wilmington answered with a string of unanswered goals of their own to re-extend the lead and ultimately take the win. For Wilmington, I had 4 goals from number 29, 3 goals from number 13, 2 goals each from number 7 and number 20, and 1 goal each from number 4 and number 8. I unfortunately did not have roster names for today for Wilmington, but we did the best we could with what we had. For Brookline, Ryan Wilson put on a show with 5 goals, Seth Walpowitz with 2 goals, Pete Blackburn with 1 goal, and I had Manny Tolkoff, Buzz Blackburn, and Dylan Katz with 1 assist each. Well, that's going to do it for this game and for my coverage of Brookline High Boys Lacrosse. That's going to do it for this regular season. I'm unsure what's going to happen with the playoffs. Brookline still hanging around on the fringes of the top 32. And if they stay within the top 32, they will qualify for a spot in the state tournament. You know, we'll see how their last few games play out. And if they make the playoffs, and if they do, what that playoff schedule looks like and whether it conflicts with some of the other spring teams. And when that happens, we'll see if the team is able to book me for a playoff game. But if they don't, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to the Brookline High Boys Lacrosse program for allowing me the chance to cover this team, to cover for, a sizable group of games this season. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to head coach Dan Gardner for allowing me the chance to cover his team. thank you so much to the parents and the boosters for, you know, for booking me for these games and for making sure I got paid, for making sure I had rosters and whatever roster changes were brought about that I was kept up to date on. I'm so appreciative of you guys for supporting me in making these broadcasts happen. Thank you to the fine young men who put on the shows on the lacrosse field this season. And again, if this is my last time covering this team, just want to say happy trails and happy graduation to the senior class of 2024 for Brookline High Boys Lacrosse. Captain Jack Henry, Captain Shabar Peterson Davis, Captain Henry Ames, as well as Pete Blackburn and Seth Walpowitz. Hats off to you boys, and I wish you all the best in the next stage of your lives. And of course, thank you to all of you who tuned in throughout the season to watch these. Greatly appreciated all your support throughout the season. It's been a fun ride, and I hope it's been fun for you too. But that is going to do it for this live stream. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on my future live streams. If there's anything you'd like to say, say it in the comment section down below. Be sure to check out the description section of the video where you can find some helpful links. A link to the official Venmo account for the Friends of Brookline Lacrosse Booster Club if you'd like to support Brookline High Boys Lacrosse financially. A link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Food Pantry. Some links related to me, my personal website, jessesports.com, my email if you would just like to contact me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And my Instagram, if you would like to follow me on Instagram, where I sometimes post highlights from previous live streams and the links for upcoming live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Wilmington 13, Brookline 8. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.